told you I found you a perfect match. Chosen by science, but you had to marry them right this second. You would tell me, well, that sounds pretty whack. And I would add, you have 8 weeks to know if you really love them. You just got married at first sight. Jason and Aysha gonna tell you wrong from right. Are all these couples just disasters waiting to happen? Imagine if one of them could be a perfect match.
Welcome to A Perfect Match, where today we will be talking about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 12. I am one of your hosts, Jason Reed, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Aysha Welch, who is going to tell me right now 5 things she really likes about me. Go ahead, Aysha.
Can we skip this question?
Wow. Okay. That was really fast.
No, easy.
Okay, all right.
5 things I like about podcasting with the Jason Reed.
I mean, not necessarily about podcasts, just me in general.
Just you in general? Okay. I like you are hilarious.
Okay, it's one.
That's a very wide opinion according to our reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're quick-witted. You're on it. You get with the jokes fast.
Okay. Kind of the same as hilarious, but I'll let it go.
No, quick, like smart.
Okay. All right.
Let's see. You are prompt. I don't ever have to worry about you being late to a podcast.
Okay. All right, that's 3. This is taking much longer than I anticipated.
You have the 5 just.
Yeah.
Let's see. You are always sharing football knowledge because I like football, but not like you like football.
What?
You don't.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Take it away.
Fine,
you don't
4.
like that one. You don't like that one.
We can use that as a 4th if you like. We got one more. I can't wait to hear what this is. Use some deep cuts.
Let's see. A 5th one is you give my mom a reason to watch this podcast because she likes your hair.
Wow. Okay. I did not see most of those coming. But those were inventive and those were interesting. Wow. Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
You know it's hot in this hot tub right now, right?
Are you okay? You about to pass out? You used a lot of brain energy there. You had to really work yourself into overdrive to think of this.
You want me to lose consciousness?
Suck it up, please.
Can you not?
Can you not? Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. See, if you had told me beforehand, I could have had my answers ready.
Well,
I was caught off guard.
Then I wouldn't have gotten that gold that we just got. Okay, so that's good.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just have to come up with some stuff. But
smart, outgoing, rich, kind, funny. All right. Quick. 5.
I'm not rich.
Hey, you don't need to lie to people.
Rich is, you know what? You're right. Rich is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, most people that have eyes can see that you are rich. They behold your richness.
I'm never gonna forgive myself for doing that. The podcast with you about cribs.
Cribs, yeah. So
you were late on a couple little things.
You were late on just a couple things that celebrities have because they're so rich they can afford to buy stuff like clawfoot tubs.
Whatever.
They can term Aysha Wealth for life.
Wow. Welcome, y'all. We are here to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 12. Halfway through the season.
You think we're halfway? This is the halfway point, you probably think?
Probably.
I feel like we've got 27 episodes one of these seasons.
Well, that's because they did the 3-episode follow-up.
Oh, even that counts.
Well, I hope they don't do that again.
You know they will. Especially with Michael and Chloe now. We're going to need some extra content.
Do one special. So we catch up on them.
The Michael and Chloe breakup special.
Oh, man. Oh my goodness.
Because spoiler alert, I don't know how this is gonna work.
Oh, okay. I have a different opinion.
Oh, that'll be fun. Okay.
So yes, we are here to talk about Married at First Sight. This episode was just more of the same of this season, except they decided to blend it with what we typically get on episode 1, because now we're starting all the way over
For one person.
for one person. Because everybody is just on what is it? Shaky ground. I was gonna say on not solid ground.
Who will be evicted next on Married at First Sight, Big Brother Edition?
Right.
Who will be voted out of the matrimony this week?
And it's the husbands voting them out.
Once again, will they be voted out this week?
Oh, Brennan, I vote to evict myself.
Michael is coming back from Redemption Island with a new partner.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh, who has no, I can't wait to talk about that decision from the experts.
I mean, it sounds like we might be of different opinions on that too. So
well, okay, yes, we will talk about it. So yes, thank y'all so much for being here. Make sure you subscribe to the Love at First Sight feed. That's where you can get all of our podcasts about Married at First Sight, Love is Blind, which does have a new season coming up February 14th. We also have the show Perfect Match, the Ultimatum. So just subscribe for all the unconventional love shows, and give us a listen, and then you won't ever miss when a podcast is coming up. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. We really appreciate it. So we want to shout out a couple. And so this first one is from, remember y'all, we had a lot in the vault. So this first one's from No One's Keeper. It's 5-star deposit. Here's a 5-star deposit for your emotional bank account, Aysha and Jason. LOL. You guys are great. Love recapping with you too. You guys definitely catch things I may have missed. Love how in depth on each episode you guys get every week. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and Keeper. I'll put that right in my bank account, and because nowadays I need some emotional love withdrawn, sometimes. So I'll keep that in there for now.
I appreciate that, because that's been a conversation of ours. We did that a couple of seasons ago, just like wondering, are people enjoying that in-depth review? I've heard other podcasts out there, the ones that Jason doesn't know exist, where people just they just talk about the main things, right? But we try to give you the experience so you don't even have to watch the show.
Yeah, when they talk about the shows that they talk about, because obviously we're the only Married at First Sight podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We really want to talk about this show,
right?
As you all know.
Yeah. This next one's from Lindsay CN. It's called Not a Disaster Waiting to Happen. Jason and Aysha have a great sibling-esque dynamic. It's fun to hear their takes on what happens on MAFS, which sometimes are different than mine, so that keeps it interesting. The theme song randomly gets stuck in my head during the week and always makes me smile. I've gone back and listened to some Love at First Sight content on other shows to get me through packing lately, so thank you for that. And also loved hearing Jason's take on the Gilded Age.
Oh, okay, Lindsay.
Wow.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The little shout out for me in the Gilded Age. I missed that show. That was such a weird, dumb show. The review I want to tackle this time is from a familiar face around these parts. The author is Nemesis Welch. Nemesis Welch, everyone.
Oh, I know that last name.
Titled Number One Fan. Podcaster Goats. I refuse to let y'all go another week without a review. Now, remember, this is when we thought y'all had abandoned us, so we won't get reviews. So here is mine, just in case. Aysha and Jason, you are amazing. I am continuing to love your podcast. I love y'all's takes on all the situations. You are like a big brother, little sister duo. I love the fun you guys have together, and I look forward to watching you weekly. I like the way you interact with your fans and try to give us what we want. In parentheses, picks of the couples for the first half. Aysha. Jason with his jokes and impressions, and Aysha with her laughter and analogies keep me laughing. It's such a feel-good podcast. Thanks for all you do and keep up the great work. We love it. Oh, and Aysha, tell the Spice Girls Grandma misses them. Love y'all. Number one fan.
My mother.
Yeah, so if you didn't understand the many references in that review, this is from Aysha's mom. We love Mama Welch around these parts, and she's always been such a great supporter of Aysha and by proxy me throughout these years. Actually, Aysha, did you know we are on our 2nd year anniversary of podcasting together.
Whoa.
It was like January 8th, I think, was the first date of our
of
2021. 22. Yes, 22.
Wow.
I forgot what I was looking at, but I saw it the other day.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So thank you,
Happy
Mama Welch.
podcast anniversary.
Yes, happy podcast anniversary, Asia. I got you another cameo. It's like, just kidding.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mama Welch. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you taking me in as your other son.
Right. If you cut your hair, she might change her mind.
Yeah, apparently Mama Welch loves my hair. I told Asia, it's kind of a thing with the older set. I do get stopped quite often to be complimented on my hair.
Oh my gosh. Yes, but thank you, Mom. I really appreciate it. I always know when she's watching the podcast because I'll start getting random texts.
I wish my mom knew what a podcast was.
Oh my goodness. So yes, also make sure y'all go subscribe or go join the Facebook group. We have a great time in there talking about everything. So if you want to be in on the community to talk about Married at First Sight with a smaller group of people rather than going out to Reddit or Twitter, come to our Facebook group. And this week the password is,
I should have thought of this when we made this password. The fact that we are watched on YouTube, but the password is "Stop watching me."
Yes, as the little kid said this episode.
Yes.
So yes, go join that. Go join the Facebook group. Come join in on the fun. I love when I see the passwords because then I know what point in time people are watching the.
I love when we get steamy showers because that was our very first one.
Yeah.
Oh, you starting early.
Yeah, we get a lot of older ones, which is just like, oh, you're catching up. Oh,
you're such a baby. You're such a baby watcher.
Welcome. All right, let's get started. Which couple do you want to start with?
We're gonna knock out Austin and Becca. Not really a big, compared to their episode last week. Not a whole lot going on. We didn't get any hell talk this week.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very minimal religion talk. We do get a reference. We have the diary cam of Austin and Becca in bed. They're like, oh, it's kind of like Survivor Marriage Edition around here. Now, I made a joke about Big Brother, but I wanted to make a Survivor joke, and then Becca stole my joke in the episode.
You're not original.
Not original. So she brings Austin to a photo studio that she likes to shoot at a lot, and she's going to teach him stuff about taking pictures. In a confessional, she says she loves that she can show him this side of her and what she does and what she's passionate about. And wouldn't you know it, surprise, surprise, Becca got Austin's friend Derek and his wife to show up with their kids to take some photos. That was a nice little surprise for Austin. Mm-hmm. Becca is so cute with the kids. She's making the kids laugh. She's, getting the kids to do what she wants with little jokes and stuff. In a confessional, Austin says, she's great with kids. And seeing that is so important to him. And he'd be lying if he said he hadn't thought about the fact about how they would raise their kids with different beliefs. But throughout this, he sees she would be a great mother to their children. Hope they can come to an agreement about religion. In a confessional, Austin's friends say, Becca is so great, and they just know that she'd be a great mom. She's like a child whisperer. Mm-hmm. So Becca is like kind of teaching Austin the ropes on how to take pictures. It's such a nice, just cute little fun moment here.
Yeah, I thought the bringing his friends in was a great touch because she could have easily could have been a random client. They could have just been taking pictures of the room, but it was like, oh, let's like a double date.
Do you think she gave him a bill afterwards?
Right.
Oh, this wasn't free.
She's like, if you want the printouts,
yeah,
right. Otherwise these pictures won't see the light of day.
These cameras cost money.
Right. Or she gives him the digital version that says Becca.
Yeah, it's got a watermark on it. Yeah. Becca Wedding Photography Inc.
I literally, my high school graduation picture, we didn't buy me walking across the stage because I got plenty of pictures that day. But the one of me walking across the stage has the watermark, but I still posted it.
I have photos of my daughter from school pictures that have the life mark thing on them. I was like, I don't care. I ain't paying for these pictures. I have an iPhone that can take probably better resolution than this.
Literally.
I'll take this picture. It's fine. I don't care. Anyway, we flash back to them in their apartment. They talk about the fact that, kids are great, but we want to start slow. So they got a fish. They got 2 fishes in their apartment. They got put in their little fish tank, and they're like, oh, like look at our little children. We find out on after party they actually named the fish after their producers. I forgot what the names were.
Gwen and something.
Gwen and Danny or something like that. In confessional, he says he wants to raise children together, but maybe not right away. So go for the fish instead for right now. Becca has a Jessica Simpson moment where she doesn't understand that shrimp are not fish because she thinks that because the fish are eating shrimp that they are cannibals. Elsa's like, no, they're just carnivores. She's like, but aren't shrimp fish? And then she's like, oh, no, they're not. I said that out loud. And then she references Chicken of the Sea. Did you know it? Did you remember? You remember Jessica?
I do remember Jessica Simpson.
Are you old enough to know what Chicken of the Sea and Jessica Simpson is? You understand that reference?
Who is Jessica Simpson?
Jessica.
No, I still look at Nick Lachey sideways because in my mind, him and Jessica Simpson were together. And then he ruined it. And I
threw it all away.
Yeah. And then we have to see him and Vanessa on Love is Blind every season now. But
you're not who he belongs with, Vanessa. It's Jessica.
But yeah, the timeline just felt kind of tight. Yeah, that's all I'm trying to say.
Not a lot of overlap.
Too much overlap.
Too much overlap would be the issue. You were with Vanessa awfully fast there, Nick, after you got rid of Jessica. Becca does joke that she will let Austin baptize these fish. She's fine with that. It's like, all right,
I missed that
really,
joke.
Is that really the time? Is that really the time, Becca, after the delicate situations we've been having lately?
Oh my! I didn't hear that joke. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they then get together with Austin's family for a nice dinner. In confessional, he tells us, getting his parents' stamp of approval is so important. And we find out that this restaurant is actually a restaurant that Austin used to work at when he was younger. He says, from 19 to 26, this is where I worked. It's a highly acclaimed restaurant. It taught him a lot about food and about manners. He basically did all the jobs around there except for bartending. So he knows everyone. He's like, oh, thanks, John, as they're bringing him his food. Like, how long have you worked here? This is Austin's like 30 something. Like, how long have you been here, man?
This is bring your spouse to work episode for them.
I suppose. There's a lot of banter and small talk with the parents. They talk about how late they always both are. Mom's like, oh yeah, he was late when I birthed him. He was 2 weeks late. Always being late. They're still late. This was such a nothing burger of a segment.
I felt like they're all of their segments. I was like, we're just them and the fish. That was
Give
them.
me some. Give me some.
Yeah.
Dad's like, are you still in touch with your friends from the wedding? I'm like, why is this in this episode? What is happening? But I guess
he's like, oh, did you remember to take your car for an oil change?
Let's talk about Becca asks, is Austin always so social? Mom's like, yeah, he was in childcare. So those were like his brothers and sisters. Like, how often was this man in childcare? So consider those people like brothers and sisters.
That is quite a bit.
Becca and Austin's mom banter about growing up in Connecticut. They both have family there, and they're like, oh, maybe we need to look up this family stuff. I mean, make sure we're not related. But that was pretty much it. I mean,
I know.
I was surprised that Austin's parents also talk about how much of a pleasant surprise Becca is for them, and they love getting to know her better. They say they're thrilled, and they couldn't be any happier with Becca. So I'm wondering. I'm just like, so I wonder if Austin has told his parents about the religion issue.
I doubt it.
Yeah,
because his mom doesn't strike me as someone who would just be like, oh, well, whatever. She wouldn't approach it like Pastor Kyle is approaching it.
But I also thought it was interesting because isn't Austin's parents the one that he was talking about? They had a difference of religion and they worked through it. So I was surprised that didn't come up here.
Did he say that?
Yeah, because I remember when they were talking on the honeymoon, and he was like, yeah, my parents had a different religion and they worked through it. So I'm confident that we can too. So I was kind of surprised that didn't come up and they didn't maybe get any advice on how to navigate this. I thought that would have been a good use of our I thought that would have been a good use of our time instead of
our
small
time.
talk.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's Becca and Austin for this week. Nothing happened.
Right. And I mean, if you know our ratings 1 to 5, 1 being that we think they'll be together we don't think they'll be together by the reunion, 5 being they will be together. We both at 4s last week, and there's nothing that made me move.
Nah, I was sticking at 4. I just, if they could come to a concrete resolution about this religion thing, I'd move them to a 5, or maybe if they have sex, I move them to a 5. But for now, they'll stay at the 4.
Yeah, the couple of concerns. Well, not concern. There was one thing on After Party where Rudy was like, Austin, you haven't been here since the first week. He's like, yeah, I've been busy, married life. And I was like, was that a slip of the tongue, or was he just trying to like make a joke?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think maybe maybe they would have left it out if
well,
it was.
Listen, we know After Party is not.
We had
does not even care. They don't.
Katina.
Yeah, they don't care.
They really don't.
Oh, Elijah and Katina. We have an update on the Elijah and Katina drama.
Okay.
Did you know about this?
What he said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he basically posted on his Instagram that they had been divorced for quite a while.
2 years?
2 years. And they had both been seeing people, freely with each other knowing. So he's not sure where this is coming from.
Right.
But that was interesting. So just an update on the Elijah and Katina stuff from, I don't know, 3 seasons ago.
Right. Yeah. He was like, wait, I thought we were on an agreement that this was just for fun.
Yeah. So they're a mess. I hope they
really
far
are
away from each other at this point.
Please. Yeah. I saw she told somebody, like, I don't know if it was like told somebody that like reports on these seasons, I use report loosely. And she was like, don't worry, I won't have to talk about me anymore. She like put that in the comments. So we'll see. So yeah, we both are a 4.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, the other thing that concerned me was next week. So on the next time on, Becca was like, she has never been in a relationship that moves this slowly. Yeah. And she has never felt, or she does not feel desired. And that was my concern with them being on such different pages.
Yeah. And I can't imagine what his response is going to be like. Yeah.
I desire her. No, he wouldn't even do that. He'd just be like, yeah, that's
I get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sucks to be you, I guess.
He's like puts on his hat.
Yep. You have to be ever offered to put it back on.
Right. True. All right. Let's talk about Michael and Mystery Woman number 2.
Number dos, Chloe.
This is Chloe. So the rumors that we were seeing preseason that Chloe was the one that left him at the altar. No, she's supposed to be the wife. Mm-hmm. The one who says yes at the altar, hopefully.
For those of you that came after Chloe online, don't you feel?
Yeah, I wonder if she got messages and stuff.
Yeah, because people definitely thought that she was the one that ran away from the wedding.
Mm-hmm. We still don't know who that is.
Nope. We will never find out. I don't think.
Right. Oh my gosh. So they start off with Michael. Dr. Pepper is doing her intro, right? Because Dr. Pepper only comes in for the good stuff. So she's like, the first time we really took into consideration Michael's elevated style. That's all you took into consideration?
And his uniqueness.
That's what they were trying to match with. That's it. There are way more qualities that would matter. And they're like, this time we really got to talk to Michael and understand that, he wants someone who may be a little bit silly.
There's so many problems with this right here. First of all, you need to take into account his uniqueness and his style.
Yes.
The way that she phrased this was like, yeah, but we just kind of threw that in the garbage this time. We're not even going to worry about that. We're just going to worry about finding someone silly and sweet. No, you need someone that is going to be able to appreciate Michael's flair for life. I think that is the first priority. The fact that they are going after this whole thing where he offhandedly kind of was like, yeah, someone silly but sweet is so weird to me that they are really like pinpointing that part.
I really hope this is just a watered down version.
maybe. Who doesn't want someone that's silly but sweet? Like that's such a random thing to say, and then to be like, we gotta focus on that. No.
I'm looking for someone serious and like mean.
Serious and vulgar, you know. So that's
serious and bitter.
Yeah, that's problem number one for me. I feel like if I was to make a parallel to Michael to anyone, I would say it was Bennett from season 10, who is very offbeat, very unique, and has a certain personality. Now, I thought Bennett was matched up very well.
I thought he was matched perfectly.
Yeah, who was also that level of wacky, silly, and offbeat. And so I don't know. I think they need to find someone that is on Michael's level in that way to match it with them. I don't know about mystery girl number one, what type of personality she was, but maybe they were like, yeah, those personalities are flakes. We got to find someone that's going to be serious about this.
Right. This was a very odd explanation, and I really just want to know. I really just want to believe that it's way deeper than that.
Yeah.
These two moments. But we did get to see that Chloe was in consideration the first time around. Like Dr. Pia visited her house. She doesn't have a nightstand because she's like more of like a minimalist. She just wants to love and be loved. And Dr. Pia said that she was so warm and so calm.
She's a minimalist, but she had a lot of crap in her apartment. I was like, you're a minimalist. I don't think you need like all this other junk that you have around here. Like, you don't have a nightstand.
She could have put that in it.
Or what do you do with your phone at night?
It's just on her bed.
Yeah, weird. But it was interesting to see that she was considered for Michael specifically in the lead up, because according to their own show in the matchmaking special, they were like, man, I don't know. We just can't find anybody for this Michael guy. We got to keep looking. That was their official stance in the matchmaking special. But now it's like, oh no, we were considering her the whole time for Michael. Which one is it, MAFS? Which one is it?
Right. Because they didn't want to show us her.
Yeah.
I wonder, was that a Frankenbite?
Which one? The matchmaking special?
Them saying like, oh, we just don't know. We can't find someone for Michael.
Yes, Aysha. If you go back and check it out, it matched no other audio in the episode. It's like, it was like, and here we have Michael. We just can't find anyone for Michael. Guess we'll have to keep looking. Like, it was so different than anything else of that episode. So yes, it was definitely added in later because they had to mask this whole, conundrum that they ran into after they filmed all the matchmaking stuff.
Yeah, you would think they would just go one way or the other. Don't show him getting stood up at the altar or getting said no to and go that route of, oh, we just can't find him anybody yet. Or you would leave that out and just be like, okay, we found him a match. They had already showed us at that point in the episode.
They were stuck because they couldn't show Mystery Girl X number 1. So they had to figure out some other workaround. They couldn't show us Chloe because then they had to show us someone.
I want to know what options B and C were.
I mean, Chloe is option B, apparently.
No. There just had to be some more ideas on the cutting room floor for how to handle this. But so Dr. Pepper says, we're sure that she should have been standing at the altar the first time.
How could you say that, though? Like, I don't get it.
I was like, Dr. Pepper, you don't know.
We really screwed up the first time, but now we got it.
She's the one.
Yeah, she's the one.
So she's sitting down with her friends who are very present this episode. Caesar and Amanda and like another friend.
No, Amber, which is spelled Ambur.
Oh, it was?
Yes, that's the only reason I was
like AM. I was like, probably Amanda.
Amber. What? What?
I was supposed to be in Houston on Monday. We're getting a little cold front.
Oh, what is it going to be, like 40 degrees?
No, it's supposed to be in the 20s.
I've been having that for the last month, Aysha. There's nothing new to me.
Oh, it's been in the 60s here. So she's breaking into her friends that she's like, I've been thinking about doing Married at First Sight. They're like, whoa, really? And
the order of operations here was so bizarre to me, because I would have swore that at this point she knew she was getting married at first sight, and she was telling her friends. But no, here goes Dr. Pepper.
Right, she comes in, she gives her a hug. Did you notice Caesar and the other friend were like, who is this?
Yeah,
they literally look so confused, like, I don't know who that is.
Is this woman bothering you, Chloe? Do we need to call security? Like,
and she's standing there and they're like, oh, sorry, we're so rude. Sit down. And she's like, well, obviously I'm one of the experts, Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah.
Like, yes.
Yep. We definitely knew that the whole time.
Yeah, right. We love that show. She does tell her they found her a match. And she's going to be a wife in a couple of days. Chloe said, oh my gosh, I'm going to throw up. Then we meet Chloe. We get to learn more about Chloe. So Chloe is 39, which I was like, oh, so she's mature, until I was reminded by myself, by going back in my notes, that Michael is 38. I forgot that, because does he give 38?
No, he doesn't. I wonder if she's the oldest woman participant we've had.
Oh, yeah. I think the next oldest was maybe 37. Wasn't Mirla like 37?
Possibly. How old was
or maybe she wasn't that. Maybe she was in late 30s. Maybe. It's possible. So she says she's a bleeding heart. She's currently a senior director of development in the nonprofit sector. She loves all animals. She would rescue a raccoon if she could. She has had 10 senior pups in the last 7 years.
That was like crack to Asia. She's like, yes, I love Chloe.
She had a little dog.
That's my hero. That's my hero right there.
She had a little dog, Theodore, with her at one point, who was really cute, who would probably love playing with Pepper and Cinnamon. So she says she's a recovering perfectionist. She said in her past, she's spent so much time worrying about the destination rather than enjoying the journey. And the partners she's had in the past haven't been as open. She used to work such obscene hours. So right now she's trying to like have the most fun in every situation. She loves being moved by the world. I was like, this feels like Michael's alley. She likes being moved by the world. She's more ready for marriage now than she ever has been before. She wants to die Notebook style. Just, all right, we did it. And go out together. I know. I was like,
that's morbid.
I was like, Chloe, get married first.
Yeah, we're jumping the gun a little bit.
She said, she did just say she's more worried about the destination than the journey. Mm-hmm. So she's not past that yet. She said, our destination is in bed, side by side. Just
both
closing our eyes. Yeah. So she tells Dr. Pepper, like, she did this because she's a strong, independent woman. She wants someone to do life with her. And Dr. Pepper's like, okay, anything that she needs to watch out for. And her friend said, like, oh, she needs to have an open mind in every argument. And then she's like, yeah, so I don't need to just like slam the door and like walk off. And Dr. Pepper was like, did we pick right? I know. This could have easily been cut from a different moment too. It was just her close-up face. And then she says, like, the biggest thing for her to watch out is just letting go. She has control in every aspect of her life. So this is going to be different. And she was like, then she was like, okay, does my like new husband like know he's getting married? She's like, he knows, he just doesn't know who. And it's at this point that we find out that Dr. Pepper said they explicitly chose not to tell Chloe about the circumstances of this situation because they didn't want to mess up their chances. They don't want her to have a certain perception going into this.
Now, I thought this was a good idea. I don't think you need to, be like, yeah, we had matched him up with someone, but she ditched him when she saw him. It's like, wait, what?
There's definitely a better way to frame that. So my issue here is not that she would back out, but it's like she's going into it without all of the knowledge. Like, it's not that it would change the outcome, but I just don't like her missing a piece of the information.
I don't like the fact that something is being hidden from her. That's the part that messes me up. But I kind of agree with the fact that if they told her that, it would just be another additional thing to run through her mind, be like, why did he not go through with this first one? Like, what are the circumstances?
Well, that's where the experts need to be transparent and open. Like, hey, just so you're aware, here's what happened. We did originally match Michael with someone else. She did say no at the altar. She told us that it was because of X, Y, and Z. So because of how great of a guy Michael is, and or your future husband, how much potential we see in him.
How great Michael's. I mean, your future husband. No, forget I said that.
How great he is and how much potential he has, and we know that he would make a great husband. We decided to go back to the drawing board, and that's how we matched him with you. So we just want to make sure that you are aware of that walking into this. It was nothing on Michael. She had her reasons, but we see such great things in Michael. That's why we're giving him another chance, and we really see y'all as a great match now that we know so much more about Michael. Easily.
Now one conversation. Silly. I mean, he didn't tell us that the first time he wanted someone silly.
Yeah, we didn't know he wanted to laugh.
Oh, sorry, silly but sweet too.
Right. So that's my, like, it feels icky. Her going into it, walking down, like literally everyone there besides her family knows this happened except for her. She's at the altar. She's committing to him. She's saying, I do. And then after she's already said, I do, he's going to explain, like, just so you know, like that's going to put a damper on the wedding day. This could have been out the way and in the past. Now you got to have this situation. Now she's going to be thinking like, wait, was I just the backup? Or,
yes, you were. You definitely were.
You literally, it's going to happen. And I think it's better to have it have happened up front, get it out the way, wash yourself of it and move forward. Then, oh, get married. I'm so excited. I think he's awesome. And then, oh, wait, here, let me drop the ball and let you know. And then like, wait, dang. Okay. Now is he just settling for me because the other girl said no?
Yeah, you definitely convinced me to come over to your side. It's gonna feel blindsiding, It's gonna feel blindsiding. They just got married. He's like, by the way, I need to tell you, as he's wearing his crown, that
that he got from her.
This crown was from my previous bride who decided not to go through with the wedding.
Yeah, that I just feel icky by that. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it's done now, but I just feel like it's going to suck when she learns this information and knowing that they kept it from her when they could have easily told her up front.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I definitely agree with that. That you want to get her as prepared as you can, and the way that you phrased it was probably better than mine. You got ditched to the altar. She saw him and took one look and just turned around and ran away.
She said, "Ugh."
She said, I can't marry a stranger.
Right. Yeah.
It just ran away.
You're great, but I can't do this.
That definitely wasn't one of our producers that we put the audio in there for.
You're such a great guy.
You're so great. I just can't marry a stranger. I'm sorry.
Right. I can't do Married at First Sight.
But I wonder if Chloe is a fan of the show when they were like, all right, you're getting married in 2 days. She's like, 2 days?
Right.
I thought it was 2 weeks.
Then they told us 6 days when she was going wedding dress shopping.
Who knows? And she's like, when am I going to meet the other brides that are going to to get married? She's like, well,
we didn't do that this season.
Yeah, we just
did. They just flat out lie.
Like,
they just start lying.
Stop asking questions. Do you want to do this or not?
Do you want to get kicked off this show? Don't ask another question.
Don't ask more questions.
She's like, wait, don't all the brides meet before? Zip it. Zip it. We don't want to hear another peep from you until you're walking down that aisle.
We'll take that ring back, Chloe. Don't make me. Stop asking questions, okay? Just go with the flow. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
You're lucky to get this opportunity.
Right. I just wish she would have known. So yeah, we get the 6 days into the wedding. And
I didn't even
we get
notice that. With a
yeah. And
couple days, 6 days, same thing.
Michael is like, I don't know if he's in a hotel room or if he's at home or where he is, but he got rid of all his old wedding gifts because he wants to start fresh. He wants to start this out on the proper tone this time around. So is he going to go through the whole or getting a suit again, or is he just going to wear his last one?
That's a good question. I'm definitely curious about that. The fact that we didn't see him getting a new tux fitting makes me think maybe he's just gonna, get
swap
that
out
old
the
suit out of
shirt.
the closet. Who knows?
Does he get another bachelor party?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
Questions that Chloe has that they said.
Is Chloe gonna get her own bachelorette party where it's like she's just
like,
the only bride there?
You're asking for too much, Chloe. You're already on the show. Why do you want a bachelorette party? Go have fun with your friends. Go do something tomorrow night. Poor girl.
We already paid for our bachelor and bachelorette parties this season. We don't have it in the budget to do another one, so you figure it out.
You figure it out.
Do whatever you need to do.
I feel bad for her. So yeah, so she's wedding dress shopping with her friend Caesar and Amber. She says she knows she'll like him. She's just concerned, like, okay, what if he doesn't like her?
How do you know that?
I
know this because the experts matched us. Have you watched the show? You obviously haven't.
They look for the biggest quality you don't like, and they find that in somebody.
They give that to you.
They said this is a test.
What is against your core beliefs? We'll find someone that is totally opposite of your core beliefs, and we'll pair you up with them. How about that?
Because opposites attract.
Yeah.
We know that you're going to balance each other out. So Caesar, when she went off, Caesar was like, she's really keeping it all together. Like, because at first he was like, she's a little too calm. And so she comes out in the first dress. She's like, she's like, it's like cotton candy. And Caesar and Amber were just like, oh, yeah. Okay, that's what I was going to say.
That's a dress.
Yeah. She was like, well, I'm not going to go with this one because today is about us. I don't want it to just be about me. And then she gets a second dress, which was very, it looked like it was her.
Yes, it was very nice. It
looked her style, even without knowing her style. But yeah, that's it for Michael and Chloe. I'm excited to see them meet. I do think that they did find somebody who we've talked about it before. You have to have a certain level of wanting to be married to be on this show. Like,
I think Pia said she was desperate to get married.
I didn't want to go that far. There is another person on this cast I will use that word for, but maybe not. You come to the conclusion. But I think that she is going to be somebody who will appreciate how unique Michael is, and that's all he needs.
I did not get that vibe from Chloe whatsoever.
I mean, she's like a boss, right? She's running things in her career. She's 39 and like very independent, right? She's just looking for someone to do. She doesn't need someone like that. Two people like that would be just butt heads.
She just seems so straight-laced. I just don't know how she's going to react to Michael's uniqueness, especially with his wardrobe. When he shows up to a philanthropic gala with those like goggles on that he had last after party and the kilt or whatever he was wearing, how is she going to react? I just didn't get the sense from her that she is all about, uniqueness and differing styles and whatever. And she says she's a minimalist. I would imagine that Michael's wardrobe might be twice the size of hers.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like she's gonna surprise us by being like very easygoing. I don't know. Like, all right, this is who I got, and I'm gonna make it work, no matter what.
That's the attitude you want to go into this with.
I know it's not. I don't think it's gonna be true love. I don't think it's gonna be love at first sight. I don't think it's gonna be just like, oh my gosh, they're such a perfect match. But I think it'll be. I almost think if it doesn't work, it's gonna be because of Michael.
Okay. She's just like, well, this is what I got. I guess I'm stuck with it.
He's like, she's not a silly goose.
She's sweet but not silly. I ordered silly with sweetness.
Like, this is the second time. Okay, y'all messed up my order a second time.
Yeah, I sent it back once.
I'm leaving.
And you brought me a totally different thing that still doesn't work. I just think they needed someone that matches Michael's uniqueness,
like someone quirky.
Yes, for sure. Like I referenced Amelia and Bennett. That was a perfect level of quirkiness that they both had, that they could relate to. They can relate to each other. I don't feel like Chloe and Michael are going to relate to each other.
Yeah, that'll be tough. I know that they when they're deciding, they're like, he's 38, she's 39. Yeah, they have that mature thing going on.
Pasha Cal did they are a power couple.
Ding ding ding.
We didn't have a black couple to use a power couple, term with this season, so they get it. They are a power couple.
Exactly. So, so we'll wait to rate them. They still haven't even met. So, which couple do you want to talk about? We didn't even get a preview of their wedding. So is it not even next episode?
I think we saw Chloe getting ready for the wedding. I feel like we saw her in like a nail salon or something. She's preparing for the wedding. So I don't think we're getting the wedding next episode.
Okay. And I wonder how much mixing and mingling they've done, because Chloe was on the after party and it seemed like she knew Austin and Brennan.
No, it didn't seem like she knew him very well. Honestly, I saw
Did she have on pink?
Oh, that's a good question.
I
don't think she did.
I thought about it during one of the clips and I was like, ooh, let me look to see. Because I was like, if she doesn't,
she's not with the other girls. Yeah. That's a good question. Honestly, though, I saw Brendan looking over her several times and being like,
who is this girl?
No, like, hey, you
he's
probably
so
would have been a better match for me than the one they sucked me with. You wanna go somewhere after this?
He's so annoying.
He's
gotten to the level of, some people are just like, no matter when they get the level of knowing that no matter what they do annoys you. Like,
yeah, it's like we said.
He's breathing.
Yeah, it's like we said last episode. Whenever he talks, like, shut up, Brennan. Like he'd be complimenting you. Shut up. You might want to hear what you got to say.
I can't. Okay. She does. She has on pink.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe she's in the maybe she's in the mix. All right.
They had agreed preseason in the group chat, and then they said, "Oh shoot, we didn't tell Chloe. Somebody tell Chloe before her after party."
We didn't tell New Girl. Right. Who has New Girl's number? Pia? No, the other New Girl.
No, Pia always has on pink.
Yeah, Pia has on pink all the time.
You don't have to tell her.
She needs to let us know what sorority she reps every day.
Don't question it. No. All right, which couple do you want to talk about next?
Well, the next couple of people we're going to talk about are Cameron and Claire. I don't know if we would call them a couple anymore.
A couple of friends.
Yeah, a couple of people, one of which has a health emergency, apparently. We get a confessional from Claire saying, she says, waking up in the apartment alone was strange, and to be all alone was so weird. Are you still in the apartment, Claire? They didn't kick you out?
They gave her the eviction notice days ago. She's like, no,
she's squatting at this point.
I want to hang out with my friends.
Yeah. So Pia decides to make a phone call to Claire to see how she's doing, to make sure they've exhausted all options. It was very odd. I don't know why we have Pia just holding the speakerphone. We have the technology to do a face-to-face, do a FaceTime. Why are we doing a speakerphone? Claire's like, yeah.
What?
Claire,
are you? And then she hears.
I'm gonna put a phone to my microphone so they can hear what you're saying.
Right. And then she's like, she hears like,
oh, are you crying?
What?
Yeah.
Y'all could have been face to face.
So she talks to Claire over the phone, and Claire says, she says Cam isn't doing so well. He has some health concerns, and she doesn't want to stress him out about their relationship right now. Pia says, well, is there anything that I can do for you, Claire? Claire's like, I just feel so guilty and sad that he's in this position. Fast forward to, the recent after party. She's like, I wish he was dead.
Oh my God.
I don't care about his health. Pia says, well, why do you feel guilty, Claire? Claire says, it's because of the stress that this has all caused him, and it's just not fair. Pia says, well, just so you know, just to make sure you're aware, you are not the cause of Cam's health concerns. Claire says, I know it's not my fault. I just feel bad. Claire says she's told Cam to. Claire says Cam told her the best thing that she can do for him is to stop worrying about him. But she says he's just saying it to be strong. But she's unsure what role he wants her to play, and it confuses her right now. Cam told you the role he wants you to play. Leave him the F alone. That's the role he wants you to play right now. Don't talk to him. Don't bother him.
It's like, but no, that's not good enough. It's like
I need to make sure he knows or thinks that I care. I need to make sure that you all know I care too, although I may or may not really care.
She just wants the perception that she cares. But when it comes to actually caring,
let's not be mean. Okay, I don't know what Claire's real intentions are. I don't know what her real feelings are. This could be all legit. She could really feel these things. But
listen, yes, she could feel these things. I would just think that we didn't get this vibe with Clint and Gina that it was just like, oh, like we knew, okay, they're not going to work out, but we knew they had a solid enough friendship. That's why they lasted the whole time without breaking up. Because it was like, okay, we still enjoy each other, like existing.
And there wasn't much fakeness to be like, I want this to work. Like we know that you don't want this to work. We can feel that you don't want this to work, Claire.
Like, no, but look, I do.
I know, no, it could have happened. You never know.
Right.
We know, Claire. You knew, he knew, everyone knew this wasn't
right.
Claire does say, her family's helping her through this on her end, and it makes her sad that Cam's family isn't here to support him in the same way. He says, well, maybe you can offer, your friends and family as support for him in this time. Claire's like, yeah, I can do that. Cam does not want to talk to your friends and family. I don't know why Pia suggests that. Like, I don't.
She's just like, I gotta say something.
Pia's like, why am I doing this all by myself? Like, why am I chose to do all these hard tasks?
Dr. Pepper, why? They're like, we need you to call Claire. They've already broken up, but we need you to talk to Claire on the phone, on speaker. She's like, why? They're done. What do I need to say? They're like, say something.
Get in there, rookie. This is a rookie hazing
on the back.
Yeah, this is a hazing ritual. You talk to our problem children, and this season, all of our children are problem children. Right. So Cam, we get a diary cam from Cam. He says, he's trying to get his heart rate down because he's developed this heart condition. The docs can't tell him much, but he will need a procedure done on his heart. He isn't sure if the stuff with Claire accelerated this or not. He says, did it accelerate it? I don't know. Yeah.
He basically wants to say probably.
Yeah, probably. He says he's not for sure. But anything he does right now gets his heart up to a dangerous level. And he can't really do much like meet with experts or really anything else. It's like, I need to see this doctor's note.
Because I saw some chatter about it too in the Facebook group about like, oh, getting your heart over 100 isn't dangerous. So what is he saying? Well, when you have a heart condition, it can be dangerous when it gets to certain levels. So like, yeah, if your heart is functioning properly, getting up even to 150 while you're doing a strenuous activity, working out or whatever, that's normal. But if you are having like heart flutters and your heart is at 100 and you're laying on the couch, that's dangerous.
I'm just saying, I need to see a doctor's note. I need to see something of proof.
I believe him,
Cameron, because it's quite convenient. This all happened after you decided to separate. You're like, just can't do anything.
What's his benefit?
Can't talk to experts. Can't really partake in the show. I guess I gotta just not do anything. Oh, darn. I really wanted to sit in a room. So he's
making up the procedure too that he has to get done next episode?
Yeah. I really wanted to sit in a room for 3 hours and talk to an expert along with Claire and talk about more of this nonsense. I really want to do all that, but darn, this heart condition.
No, really he would give any chance to be. You see how passionate he is on After Party. He would give any chance to be honest with the experts about how he has felt as she has been. I don't feel like he's not a Brennan who's avoiding talking about feelings.
I feel like this war of words with both Cam and Claire and Brennan and Emily have taken place through the after parties. Like, Cam has heard what Claire has to say, and he's like, oh, really? Okay, well, let me go after party and speak my truth. I don't think he would have said this stuff in the midst of the show, because they didn't. They had opportunities to tell the truth in the show and still didn't.
But he didn't watch her after parties before.
But I'm sure he heard through the grapevine what she was saying. Whoever was on there with Claire was like, Cam, like, she was dogging you, bro. She was dogging you. He's like, oh, really? Okay. Let me go on and tell my truth. How she likes black men.
I just don't think there's any benefit to making up.
I'm joking. He did not make up this heart condition. It's a joke, folks. It's a joke. Put down your Twitter fingers. Put down your 1-star reviews. I was kidding. Yes, calm down.
Hey, no, my heart rate up.
My heart rate's over 100. We then come to Claire with her cousin Kobe, and tells her all about the separation and how she's just been hit with the reality of that. Claire says, they realized they needed time to be alone, and they were too in their heads, so they needed time to separate. And on top of that, he is having health concerns with his heart, and so they're very distant right now. I said, Claire, I still don't think you understand what's going on here. This is not a separation. Y'all are broken up. This is not, this is not something that Cam's going to come back to. This is over.
I peeped that in the Dr. Pia conversation also, where she was like, his health, like that's my number one concern right now. I'm not even thinking about the marriage. When were you thinking about the marriage?
Sweetheart, there's no more marriage to think about. It's over.
She said that's on pause. But what we are doing is we're moving forward so I can be concerned about him.
Cameron hit the stop button. You hit the pause button. There are two different, two different buttons.
She's still showing up like, hey, I'm playing my role and I'm being here. He's like, stop.
She's like setting alarms to text him, be like, let me do my due diligence. Hey, Cam, how are you doing? Listen, it's not fair. We shouldn't for a fact say that Claire doesn't care about Cam.
No, we're not saying that for fact. We're just saying how it looks.
We're so mean. Claire says, there are good parts and bad parts of being separate. The good part is, we have time to reflect on things that was too hard to see in the moment. And the bad is being all alone and not having someone around to talk to. It felt so immediate, with him
She
leaving.
did point that out, though. She said before they even got divorced, she's like, I don't know if I'm going to miss you or just miss having somebody around. Yeah. She did say that. She did stick by that, because that's what it is now. It's like, wait, I missed that physical presence also here.
Claire, get a roommate, okay? Get dogs, okay? That you name after spices.
Right. You know how empty this house feels when they're not here?
I could only imagine.
It's few and far between if they're like getting groomed or something. But when they're not here, I'm like, where are they? I don't have to watch my feet when I'm walking. They trip me constantly because they're just like, got to be on your ankle while you walk.
I'm sure you wouldn't have it any other way, though.
True.
Kobe says, it didn't go how any of them wanted to, but it went a lot better than it could have. You could have got stuck with Brennan. She didn't say that, but I added that in there. Kobe points out, you guys got along. You were nice and cordial for now. And that is the good thing. She says she wants to continue to check in on him and offer support for him, and however he will allow it. And Claire is looking beyond the marriage title. He was all the things she asked for: smart, athletic, outgoing. The compatibility just wasn't there, and she's mourning the loss of what could have been. Kobe says it's good that you can have a friendship and it can develop. Maybe it could develop into something more. Who's to say? We all say it's not going to develop into anything more.
It's done. Please hang it up. If I hear her like speaking hopeful on the reunion,
no, can't be.
It's that Brennan mindset.
Is the reunion before or after the after parties?
I think they filmed it a few weekends ago. I saw something pop up.
Oh, the reunion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I would imagine by
all the women were wearing pink.
of course. I'd imagine by reunion time, the war of the words in the after parties
I think
have
she
gone
would have
down.
seen his after party by then.
So pretty sure they're gonna be at each other's throats.
Well, and as much as Lauren was disclosing, she as soon as that after party, Claire,
girl,
guess what Cameron said?
Yep. I'm very hyped for this reunion. I feel like the after party is going to come into play, and they're going to be no holds barred. Gloves going to be off.
Flashing back on after party already. So I feel like it'll be juicy because it's not like everybody broke up on good terms.
Yeah, most didn't. Or most won't, as we'll see in one of our couples that still don't have the good sense to call it quits. Speaking of, well, who's our next couple? I'm sorry. No, we don't do ratings for Claire and Cam. 0
for those two people.
Those two individuals.
So last and least, Emily and Brennan. I'm so tired of talking about this relationship.
It's so much effort. It's like doing push-ups in the sauna talking about these two.
Right. You want us to be unconscious? You want us to pass out from the energy it takes to try to justify why any of this is happening?
Oh my gosh. I just can't take it anymore.
It's so hot on this podcast from talking. Gosh. Even the thought of talking about Emily and Brennan.
I don't know, Brennan. Get out of the hot water then. I don't know what to tell you.
Right. I don't have to do everything you do. You could get up and I could stay in.
Right. Just sit up on the thing. Like, what's your problem?
Here's my thing. And this is even before we dive into it. Emily, what are you fighting for? What are you fighting? You can't be in this fight alone. Okay? Please understand your worth and how you deserve so much more than him. Not even what he's giving you, just him. He can't do better. He won't do better. He's already told you he's given it all he's got. And what he's got is nothing. So
stand up, Emily. Stand up.
Please stand up. Walk away for your own sake. Please, please, please. I feel like this worked last time. We were talking to Lauren. I just wanted it to work. Right.
Pass Emily. Are you listening?
Please. For our sake. Imagine we have two couples, Austin and Becca, and Michael and Chloe.
I mean, we have two couples basically right now.
Yeah, sure.
Down to 2.
So we get Emily's at home at the apartment. She's recording a video on her phone. She says she was mad at him last night. She was like, because what we know is it was a dinner. The 1-month dinner. She texted him this morning, asked when is he coming home. He told her that she was acting crazy last night. And so we're confused, right? Until we get to the after party when he says they had friends come over after they got home. And
which is wild, right?
Right.
You had this crazy moment I guess I should pick my words more carefully. You had this moment at the 1-month anniversary dinner where she's crying in the car. You're like, I got nothing else for you. And then you decide, hey, friends,
let's
you want to come
over
and hang? What that night must have been like? What those moments after the dinner must have been like? I can't even imagine. So that in and of itself was weird, and bizarre to find that out.
So then we find out that he was taking a shower and she tore the shower curtain down and tried to get in with him, he claims. Then he claims that she tried to smother him in the bed when in his sleep. And this is when Rudy gets confused. She tried to smother you with the shower curtain? I was like, literally no one had that understanding.
So this is my confusion. I said, she tried to smother you? Like she put a pillow over your head as you were sleeping and tried to kill you? Like, is that what we're talking about here? Like, I was like, she tried to smother you. What do you mean?
Right. And so Rudy was so caught up in her confusion that they went back to the shower thing. He's like, no, she tore the shower curtain down and blah, blah, blah. No, she didn't try to do that. And then she was like, yeah. And then when she got in the bed, she was all on my side and and she doesn't remember anything from that night. So she wasn't smothering you. She was just in your space.
It's like, Brennan. Like, so that's what you meant by smother? Come on, man. See, this is why we can't rock with you, Brennan, because you don't know what the heck you're talking about. You say nonsense-ish all the time that doesn't mean what you think it means. I hate you, Brennan. I'm sorry. I can't stand you, Brennan. Try not to use the hate word.
There's a thin line between love and hate.
Boy, this guy, he just continues to show why he's a turd.
Yeah, so she said, like, so she's at home, right? And she's like, I feel like he's just putting up a wall and he's finding a reason for this not to work. You just not realizing that?
But listen, if we take Brennan's claims for truth,
does
that make us look at Brennan differently?
Not me.
Like,
he's still giving her no grace. Like, oh, someone can't get drunk one night.
someone can't barge on you in the bathroom while you're taking a shower and rip the shower curtain down.
Oh, see, because I forgot. We're under the assumption that he's telling the truth.
You want to just cast aspersions, Lamley, for that, as if we all haven't done that.
I forgot. This is the assumption he's telling the truth. But yes, I think that could be worth the conversation. Like, hey, what happened last night can't happen again. That made me very uncomfortable for you to do something like that. Not, oh, I'm not going to come home. I need some space.
I know, but that would kind of fit with the conversation they had, that we caught on the surveillance cam. He's like, you'll talk about it, but when he says to her, kind of fits that. I don't know if she, kicked down the bathroom door and like took the shower curtain and ripped it all off of the hinges, or maybe they have a relationship where they, if you want to stand in the bathroom and talk to me while taking a shower, that's fine. And she like slipped and fell and like grabbed the shower curtain and ripped, or whatever the misunderstanding was. But the way that he is portraying it is that she went full, shining Jack Nicholson on him. And kicked in the door. Here's Emily.
It was probably like she was like there's no way she pulled it down on accident. Like, I'm coming.
You mean on purpose?
I mean on purpose. Yeah. I feel like I feel like it would have been like, oh, I'm so drunk that I fell and it came down, and he's just like, and she's like, oh, Brennan, and he's like, no, don't get in here with me.
Now, do I believe that she may have stumbled in there drunkenly, was like, hey, Brennan, I want to talk to you on something, and then she like grabs the shower curtain to stabilize herself, and then it rips off. That could have happened. But it's just the way that he's like portraying it, I think, is the problem here.
Yes, I feel like it feels like it's his portrayal of it is a little skewed by how he feels about her. I feel like he despises her.
But if she did stumble in there drunkenly trying to talk to me while taking a shower and accidentally rip off the shower curtain, I would be pretty peeved about that.
Which would you like walk away, or would you have a conversation?
I'd have a conversation.
Exactly.
Now, the question is, what was the real conversation and what did they show us on the show? Because as we've seen, what we know from the show and what we know from After Party are two different things.
Right. Well, I'm saying even from what we've seen from the show, wasn't in person. They're texting.
What do you mean?
Like, if he had an issue with this.
Well, no, they had the conversation at the Breakfast Island that we saw from the surveillance cam.
Oh, after.
Yeah, where he's like, I feel like after last night that, I'm not ready to be in a marriage space with you, blah, blah, blah. that would kind of fit, a situation like that.
So where was I? Okay, so she said, like, she feels like they could not be in the situation right now. Like, and she's the past few weeks have been hard. She feels like he fully doesn't understand or hear her when she's telling him stuff. And she does have a problem with the way he makes her feel and the way he talks to her. So it's like, yes.
Yes, for sure.
Because he doesn't talk to you in a way that shows that he like respects you as his wife. So her friend Lily comes over.
Now remember, this is the Ish talking friend from the wedding.
Oh, from the wedding. Is it? Oh, I didn't recognize her.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the friend I was talking to Ish.
Okay, so she texted her. Emily had texted her yesterday, because she was so upset. And so Emily's making this salad with arugula and prosciutto. What would you do if you came to Houston and you and your wife came to stay and I said, hey, this is what I have for y'all, this salad with arugula and prosciutto?
I'd be like, that's great. Take my phone out. What's your address here?
Right.
Let's go order a pizza. You go ahead. You go ahead. You go ahead with all that. I'm gonna just be probably about 30 minutes to get my pizza.
I personally despise arugula. Like, my close friends know this. I just don't like arugula. It's so bitter. I was so mad at Chick-fil-A because their salads, like I used to get their salads often, and when the lettuce thing happened with the E. coli, they swapped it out with arugula, and I was so mad because I do not like the taste of arugula.
See Aysha cause a scene at Chick-fil-A. What the hell is this in here? Is this arugula? He just chucked the salad at the Chick-fil-A worker. He's like, so sorry. It's my pleasure to refund you the money for your arugula salad. I'm so sorry. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure to serve you.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like arugula. Okay, so
I like that your friends can identify you by your hate of arugula. Which one of your friends hates arugula? Aysha, that's Aysha right there.
For sure. She
One
said,
thing you know about Aysha, she hates arugula.
Right. If there's one thing to know about me besides my children, Pepper and Cinnamon, is I don't like arugula. So Emily tells Lily she lost her cool at the 1-month dinner. She doesn't deserve the lack of responses that she was getting from him because all the other husbands were speaking up, sharing their feelings. And she knows he has it in him. Why do you know that? Because she's like, because of how he was the beginning of the honeymoon.
I know I saw the honeymoon. I know you saw the honeymoon. I didn't even at that point get the thought that he was over the moon about this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought at most he was like, this is okay.
We talked about it. We're like two friends hanging out.
Yeah. And so I don't know what she thinks she saw at the honeymoon, but
I think what it was is she saw potential, whereas now it's like none.
Yeah, zero.
But at least there it was like, there's a possibility here. She says,
but I think the way she's talking right now, I think she's romanticizing the honeymoon. She's like, we were so in love at the honeymoon, and I don't know what happened. Like, I mean, at best, y'all were in like with each other.
Yeah, at best. And so she says it's embarrassing. She feels stupid. He never knows when she's upset. And she's like, now he's telling her he needs space when that was never the plan. And then we get a flashback to finally a camera in the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he says he was at his breaking point last night. He said they should just do a reset, focus on being friends, and he's not comfortable with the pressure of marriage anymore.
Yeah, like I said, I think that fits with the situation that he describes. I mean, of course, he describes it in a terrible way. If that did indeed happen, that it was, because I mean, at that point, we're all thinking that this is about the 1-month anniversary dinner. We're like, he's really going overboard for this 1-month anniversary dinner. But you know, if she got blackout drunk and did some crazy stuff, I could see where he's coming from with that. But man, I don't know what to say about these two. And Emily, where she goes, and he can even tell that I was upset. I think a problem I had with Emily is that she doesn't vocalize her issues enough with him.
She doesn't.
Up until later this episode, I will say. But she doesn't vocalize her issues with him to him in the moment, right? And when there's an opportunity to vocalize them to experts. Because when we get this Pepper visit, we have the same problem where she's not vocalizing her issues. She's just going along to get along most of the time when she's talking to him or the experts with him. Yep,
exactly. So Lily asks, like, why do you want to do this reset?
That's what we're all asking, Lily. That's what we're all asking.
Exactly. And she's just like, you know, she thinks that it'll be good for them. And she says, why are you trying so hard when he's not? She's like, well, because I know how he was before, and I don't believe him with all of this. So that's what it is.
You don't believe him? He's
just joking.
He's lying to you about his indifference towards you.
Right.
I feel like you're grasping for straws here, Emily, real hard, real bad.
Mm-hmm. And Lily says she should use this time to take a step back and focus on how she can be better.
Emily, girl, let it go.
Right. Then they meet up with Dr. Pepper for coffee. They haven't talked much since the 1 month dinner. He said they've tried the best of their abilities with their capabilities. Something like that.
We could use that in like a sales pitch or something. Like that's what it sounds like. He said, "We tried the best of our abilities with our capabilities."
You're right. He said they just reached a point of not knowing what to do, so they decided to do a reset. And Dr. Pepper was like, "Can you define a reset?" He's like, saying like, "Hi, I'm Brennan. Hi, I'm Emily." Like, what? And he says, and just not crossing boundaries. Just being cognizant of taking time for themselves and not making it seem like a big deal.
Not making it be like, not making a big deal if I'm not ever there. Like, just not nagging about it, that I don't come back to the apartment ever.
Like, get over it.
Yeah.
He said, like, instead of focusing on the marriage, focus on the friendship. And Emily, she looks like she's borderline tears, but I think she shakes it off and she doesn't actually cry. But Dr. Pepper was like, all right, if y'all are going to reset as friends, there are two types of friends. There are the friends that hang out, have fun, whatever. But then there are the meaningful friendships. Which one are y'all? He goes, we're figuring out which type of friends we're going to be.
He can't even fake the funk enough to be like, yeah, the meaningful one. That's what we're aiming
best
for.
Friends.
He's like, at this point, Dr. Pepper, I'm just trying to be in the same room with her and not, be upset. Like, damn, bro.
She says they want to be in each other's lives because Dr. Pepper's like, how do you feel about the reset? And she's like, we do want to be in each other's lives. I think it's a good idea. And Dr. Pepper was like,
you in his life, Emily. Where are you getting this?
And Dr. Pepper is like, okay, well, we do want y'all to have more of a romantic bond. So how about this? What do y'all like about each other? And Brennan,
why are you pushing me, Dr. Pepper?
So she said, give me 5 things you like about each other. He said she's caring. She's awesome to hang out with. They have fun together.
And in between each of those things, took probably about 30 seconds.
Yes.
He was like, she's caring. It's cool to hang out with? With a question mark. And we have fun together. Oh boy. That
right.
Like
awesome to hang out with, have fun together. That's the same thing.
Yes.
And she says he's caring, loyal, smart, funny, and trustworthy. And then Dr. Pepper said, wait. I said, can you describe what you like about Brennan?
Yeah, this guy right here. I feel like Emily got like the test in advance because she had this locked and loaded, ready to go.
She's like, easy.
Name caring, 5 loyal, things smart. You carry, loyal, smart, trustworthy, funny. Didn't even get to finish my question, Emily.
Yeah, she just named him out. And then Dr. Pepper
she got it written on her arm.
Yes. He's dependable. He's loyal. He's
oh, that's a smudge. I think this says funny.
Right. He's funny. And Dr. Pepper is like, yeah, I do like her list a little better. She's like, well, that's how it usually goes because I use more words than I use more words than him. And then he made this face.
The eye roll from this man. They were stuck up in his. He's like,
yes. He's so annoying.
So annoying.
Oh my gosh. And Emily says she still has hope because of their strong emotional connection. And Dr. Pepper's like, what? Okay, how do y'all have a strong emotional connection? Basically,
please explain, please.
He said, we have the same values with like how a relationship should be.
Yeah, he says they connect on religion, kids. Makes it easy to talk about stuff like,
okay,
not buying it.
Yeah. So Dr. Pepper was like, well, keep discovering things about each other. And I want to suggest these fishbowl questions to you. And she's like, share a lot, have fun, be vulnerable. Remember all the things that you like about this person.
Is it the Mandela effect, or am I remembering when Pepper used to have more teeth in these conversations? Used to really come at them, really challenge them.
Yeah, she used to be the.
Am I remembering that wrong? Yeah, like
no,
I
a
feel
few
like
seasons ago, she would be the one like, okay, we know Dr. Pepper's gonna give it to him for real.
I feel like she would have really challenged Brennan and really kind of try to make him be upfront and be for real. Because she just let him go at this point. She's like, yeah,
right.
I can see this isn't going to work. We'll just
course,
go through the motions.
And of course, when they get back, he's like, yeah, I thought Dr. Pepper is really sweet and reflective, and I like her task. Can you stop throwing shade at Dr. Pia? Like, he clearly likes Dr. Pepper because she didn't challenge him.
She didn't nag me like that other one that said I had to go to therapy. Ugh.
Literally.
Dr. Pepper just came in here and said, here's your stupid fishbowl. Go do it. Bye.
Yes. Oh, she did not want to talk to them. And Emily says tonight went as well as she thinks it could. She just hopes that like they can get romantic. Okay.
Don't see that happening.
No.
What's
at all. So they go to the hot tub, and he said he says Dr. Pepper gave them questions so they can work on their friendship, to work on to work on their friendship. That is not why she gave you questions.
No, Brendan, it's to work on your marriage because you are still married. You are married.
I was like, you sound ridiculous. You sound ridiculous. So the first question is, what are your boundaries, right? Or boundaries are blank or something like that.
Yeah.
He says boundaries are having enough space when they feel like they need space and not being pressured to hang out all the time.
So basically, for me to be gone all the time and for you not to ask to hang out with me, that's what I need. That's what I want.
Don't ask where I'm at.
Any response is just a way for him to get further away from her. I just cannot understand what it is about Emily that has turned him so off, because I mean he's felt this way.
Something happened.
He's felt this way since before the whole, shower curtain gate. He's felt this way since before then. Does she do this often? Get drunk, blackout drunk, and go crazy? What is it about her that has really just repelled him so hard against her? I just don't get it.
Something at some point was like the switch for him that just was like, I don't like her like that. He almost despises her the way he acts. Like he just doesn't even care to give her any kind of respect.
Can't stand her. Wow.
Yeah, he just it's almost like he's looking at her like, oh, the audacity of her to be here.
Yeah, why don't you just give up so I don't have to?
Literally. That's what, yeah. So then the next question, the hardest thing I've had to forgive. Oh, I thought it was funny. Every time he answered a question, she would just pick up another one. Like it wasn't like a back and forth. Maybe they edited out her answers, but the next one was hardest thing I've had to forgive is, and she says, she had resentment issues with her dad growing up because he was pushing her through sports and stuff. He crossed the line, pushing her too hard, and she had to work through that in therapy. He's like, listening. He's like, well, my parents are good people, but they don't handle situations the best. And I love changing things and making them better. She was like,
is this the part where they like cut to a confession of her and she's just like,
okay.
With her squinting eyes, like, I don't think so.
Right.
It felt like he said that just to troll her. That's what I felt like.
Right. Yeah. I usually enjoy doing that, but I'm not doing that with you.
Right.
The next question is, name one thing that you've given up for difficult reasons. He said he's given up having a relationship with his sister, but it was because it was causing him more suffering than happiness. And he's focused on his happiness now. And he just gave up giving any effort towards his relationship with her.
This seems like relevant information.
Yes.
Like what is this whole thing? And boy, on After Party, Rudy came after Emily for not asking more questions about it. I was really surprised at how Rudy came at this, at this whole thing. Where she's like, and Emily, she didn't even like you opened up to Emily and she didn't ask any follow-up questions to this or anything. Like, Rudy.
Barely.
Whose side are you on, Rudy?
Right.
Like,
it's like whoever she meets most recently.
Yeah, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she did ask follow-up questions and he was just like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to reveal that. You're lucky I revealed to you what I did. I don't want to go any deeper about that. And they just didn't show it in the episode or something. And and Brendan probably knows this and he's like, yeah, she totally didn't ask any other follow-up questions about this.
Ridiculous. Yeah. So then she picks up another. So he shares that, right? She picks up another question and he's like, give it a minute. He's like, oh, you ready to go? So it was like, he wanted to sit in the moment, but it wasn't like he would have been open to a further discussion. Like if she were like, oh, what kind of stuff did you try to help your parents with that, but he tried to like slow her down from doing more questions. And so the next one is, when have you given up on something you wish you hadn't? Tell me the story, which feels like the same. It feels very similar to the last question, except you wish you didn't give up on it. And he was like, can I pass? She's like, no, it's like, answer. And he's like, well, I don't have one for that. And then he says the F word. And then he's just like acting like it's so exhausting to even come up with an answer. And she's like, well, I gave up on my dream to be a news anchor. I wanted to be on TV. That was my dream. I gave up on it.
Like throws a question.
Yeah.
She's so pissed at this point.
Yes. So the next one thing I haven't told you that would give you more insight to who I am. He says, why don't we come back to that one? Then he opens another one and he reads it and then rolls his eyes like, oh, why are these? I thought these were so we could be friends. Why are these so acting like we're in a relationship?
Why are you trying to go so deep on this? It's not like we're husband and wife or anything. Right.
It's like, oh, what kind of questions are these? I thought it was going to be like, what's your favorite sport team?
Yeah. What's your favorite color? Stuff like that.
Right. He's like, I don't want to do this. So he's acting, I feel like he's acting very immature about this. And so then she says, why is it so hard? And he was like, well, you can maybe rattle off important stuff. Like it's nothing, but it's hard for me. Then we get this freaking bite, which means like sound from clearly from another place in time. And then
I only want to show the good. I only want to show the good. So obviously, just so obviously ADR freaking bit. Just
yes.
Come on, show. Come on. Who do you think you're dealing with? We've been doing this for 17 seasons. We know your tricks.
We did not see that come out of his mouth in that hot tub. We're on camera, and I only want the good to show. God. Right. So,
I mean, listen, it's probably true. So they were like,
right, like he said it at some point.
Yeah, it's okay if we put these words in his mouth for right now because it's the truth.
Yeah. And so they go to the next question. What worries you in this moment? And she worries that his plan for this reset is going to backfire and they're not going to be civil at the end of this.
He's already not civil to her.
He's like, same. I'm getting tapped out. From what?
He says he's losing consciousness.
Yes.
He literally says that.
That also didn't come out of his mouth. It wasn't even on him.
Really?
I was like,
I didn't notice that part.
That was that. Yeah. So I'm losing consciousness. He could have said it at some point, but while in the hot tub, but it wasn't at that moment. And so he's like, do you want me to faint? She says, goodness, like, I think she says Jesus Christ, but they bleeped it out. And she says, suck it up.
Well, I mean, she's like, you were in here for 2 hours the other day, and now you have an issue with this.
Right. And he was like, so then she pulls another question. So she's just, this is my problem with Emily in this situation. It's like, directly say what's wrong. Directly say, obviously she's not in this position or in this situation because of her own actions. Like, clearly Brennan is acting a certain way, but she could be making her way out of it by just being direct. Yeah. And this like, oh, I'm just going to ignore what just happened, even though that hurt me. That's not helping the situation.
And she's done this a few times where she's like, "Didn't you see my face? I was upset. I was
Yeah.
mad." Like, yes, Emily, you are very expressive with your face and your squinty eyes, but you need to use your words and tell him what's up, what's wrong, because now he can say he didn't know anything was wrong because you didn't tell him. He can use that excuse now because he's like, "Oh, I couldn't read your face. What are you talking about? You didn't say anything to me." So say something to him, like be upfront, be direct, and tell him what your issue is with him at this point. Because she sure has a lot of words for the confessionals.
Mm-hmm.
She sure has a lot
Every
of words for
time.
the after parties, but she has not really said a lot to him to really confront him in this way.
And that just gives him this easy out to be like you said, "Oh, I didn't know. You didn't say." So then she picks up another question in the middle of this, in the middle of her telling him to suck it up and him complaining about the heat. She grabs another question. She's like, "What have you fought the hardest for?" And he's like, and so she was like, us. And so he says, "Have you ever, he said, have you ever done push-ups in a sauna?"
What? So it's like, huh?
And so then he's like, she's like, "Well, don't faint." And he's like, "No, it's just like if you do." I didn't even get his point. What was he trying to say?
I think he was trying to fight back against her. Well, you spent 2 hours in the hot tub the other day and you were fine. He's like, "Well, I wasn't thinking when I was in the hot tub the other, and thinking exerts energy. It's like doing push-ups in a sauna."
He said he's burning calories.
Sir,
thinking.
Get out. Leave.
Yes. She was like, "Well, thank you for that analogy." And it makes her feel like ish. And she says, to answer the question, she's fought the hardest for them. He says, "Same." She says, "Our story has been one for the books." It really hasn't.
No. He's a professional troll now. He is literally just trolling her at this point to get her. I think he's really trying to just get her to call it quits so that he doesn't have to, because he was so, "I'm never quitting this. Like, I would never divorce her." He wants her to do it. It's like, "Oh, I was willing to stick around and try as long as I didn't have to be around her all the time." But
he's like, "Well, she's the one."
She called it off.
So then she grabs another question. She says, "I have to be sensitive about blank and why." And she says she cares and she just doesn't want to do anything without good intent. And he says he gets sensitive when someone questions his character and makes something bigger than what it is. Y'all are married.
Like a marriage?
Yes.
That's what you mean, Brennan? He's like, "Well, I don't like when someone questions my character." Like, bro, stop it.
Goodness. So she's like, "Well, so you don't peel over and die. Do you want to get out?"
And then he's like, "Oh, what does that mean?"
As if. And so we get a confessional. He's like, "I just want her to be supporting and caring and nice."
This is the smallest violin in the world for you, Brennan. Oh my gosh, this guy.
Just now she's being so mean to me. Nothing I can do.
Poor little victim, Brennan.
So then they strategically, it's like production's wrapping up, but they set the camera down to get
they stay getting Brennan on the hot mic. This is like the third time this has happened to this man.
Yes, they set it up perfectly to get Brennan and Emily in the shot. And he's like, he wasn't exerting energy when he was just sitting in the hot tub, but out there, because he was thinking, he was exerting calories. He's like, "I don't need you to agree with me." We get this confessional. They're just going back and forth, and we get this confessional.
I think he said he just needs her to have his back. He doesn't need her to agree with him. He just needs her to have his back, which is like, when we're on camera, this is probably the conversation they have all the time before they get into these situations. Like, "I just need you to be agreeable." Well, I mean, he says I need you to agree, but I just need you to have my back and like not ask me basically with these things. I think is what he's meaning to say here.
Yes. She's we get a confessional. She says, "I'm not giving up." Why?
Please just let it go.
She said, "But I don't think we can have a proper marriage." She doesn't know what will get through to him at this rate. And I'm just like, "Emily, you can do so much better than Brennan at this point. Every day with you and him is miserable for you." That's no life to live. That's no marriage. That's no relationship. Like,
I mean, what is the best case scenario for you, Emily? That this is your life now? That this is your
right.
husband for forever? That this is what you want to go through every day? Because it's not gonna stop. This is gonna be him. This is who he is. He is showing you who he is. Believe him.
I'm like, break up. It's all the rage this season.
Yeah.
Y'all wouldn't be the first.
Let it go.
Yeah.
It's so easy now. Three
Yeah.
couples have done it. Just let go.
Just do it. What's a fourth?
Right. So many people have done it. It's not going to be even that big of a wave when you do it. They're like, oh, okay. All right.
There we go
Bye.
again.
See ya.
Yes. So our first couple to rate since Austin and Becca.
Yeah. So long ago.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a 1, man.
It's a solid 1. There's no way. There's not even like a circle back situation. Like he despises her so much that they can't even be friends at this point. Because he's rolling his eyes left and right. He is just annoyed in her presence. And I feel so, because he won't be direct. He won't tell her why. I just feel so bad because she wants this so bad that she's thinking like, okay, because he's here, that gives us a chance. No, he's there begrudgingly.
Out of obligation.
Yes.
And every other sentence out of his mouth is trying to find a way to distance himself even more from her. Mm-hmm. You're like, well, I just feel like I don't need to be around that much. You know, we don't need to make it a big deal or anything.
Yeah. What? It's, Emily, get out.
Get out, run.
Out.
Run.
So, yeah, that's Emily and Brennan. Yeah, those are all of our couples.
All of our couples, in quotes. I think I can only call...
Dr. Pia does have a sit down with them next episode. I was like, yes.
Yeah, this is going to be good.
She's back.
I think I can only call one couple on this show actual couple. That's Austin and Becca. There are, for all intents and purposes, our only couple left. Because Brennan and Emily are not a couple. I cannot describe them as that.
They just started hugging last episode. The hugs are gone this episode.
Yeah, no more hugs. Becca and Austin are our one and only couple right now until Chloe and Michael come into the mix.
Right, which that could go either way.
I think it's going to go left real fast.
Right. So we'll see how that turns out. Next week, we will be delayed, but do expect the podcast over the weekend. Yep. Jason's coming to Texas, not to visit me, though, but...
Yes, it's a business trip, unfortunately. I don't know if I'll be able to, stop by a Buc-ee's. Are there Buc-ee's in, Plano? That's where I'll be.
Oh, I'll check. Because I know there's one they're always on the outskirts of the big cities. You have to drive through it. Yeah, but I'll check for you.
I probably won't. Even if it is, I probably won't be going farther than the hotel.
The hotel, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll wave from Houston. So yeah. So yes, thank y'all so much for sticking with us. Make sure you go join the Facebook group. The password is Stop Watching Me. And make sure you go leave us a 5-star rating and review. We'll really appreciate it. Jason, where can people follow you? What are you up to?
Do you think I could see your house from Plano? Is that big?
With binoculars.
Yeah, probably. Probably wouldn't be hard to miss. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at JAYR1085. As far as podcasts go, doing a podcast back over on Poster Recaps talking about the show Echo, the newest Marvel TV superhero property with Saucer Joseph. So come check me out over there. Other than that, I'm here every week. How about you, Aysha?
Yeah, y'all can follow me everywhere at Aysha like Asia. That's AYSHA like ASIA. And you can find me here every week talking about Married at First Sight. So we will be back next week to talk about episode 13. So we'll see y'all then. Bye.